Well, thank you for tuning in to Violent Cinema Review. I am
Are you?
Out your bones.
so fucking late, dude. Well, thank you for tuning in to Violent Cinema Review. I'm Bones.
I'm trying not to die right now.
Well, thank you for tuning in to Violent Cinema Review. I'm Bones. Did you even say anything?
Yeah.
Well, thank you for tuning back in to Quality. Fuck. Thank you for tuning back. Fuck.
Violence in a review.
Well, thank you for tuning in to Violent Cinema. Fucking cunt, Goblin.
I'm
Fuck.
trying. I'm trying so fucking hard. I'm sorry.
Okay, today we got a brand new movie to review for y'all. It is Why Are You Fucking With Your Camera? Okay, Christian, turn the fucking camera off now. Oh my, that was his actual cock. That was his actual cock. In the background was a severed penis. Thank you for tuning in to Violent Cinema Review. I'm Bones.
I'm Goblin.
And Daddy Christian is out of commission today. He's fallen and he can't get up. So if you would like to donate to get him a walker, here's our Patreon. And don't be afraid to help us out. Daddy Christian's getting up there in years and he's broken. In the arms of an angel. I don't know. I need the rest of the words. Goblin, take over. What's the fucking rest of the words?
Not today, buddy. Today.
But he is spectating in the sidelines to make sure his kids aren't acting. Okay, but enough of the bullshit. As you could tell, I don't do this all the time. Sometimes I just say the first part, but
We
yeah.
can't wait till Christian comes back. Genuinely.
Yeah, even though he's watching us with backgrounds
Stay-
that you will not see on the edit, which is very uncomfortable. But this is gonna be a fun episode, just me and Goblin the Boy talking, because Christian hurt himself and hasn't watched the film yet.
He has an
But
ice pack.
no, it was a heat pad. It was a heat pad. But yeah, Goblin, are you down to tell us what we are about to review today?
Yeah, we're reviewing a brand new movie. Would you like to tell us more about it, Bones?
Do you want me just to take over the whole beginning and then ask your opinion first?
That's fine, because I keep getting confused if it's
Ve
Vexantrone or
Vex and Throne. It's
Vexthrone,
A-N.
like Game
Vexen
of Thrones,
Throne.
Vexanthrone.
Vexen Throne.
We are watching and reviewing Vex and Throne.
About an artist who makes a sculpture that is too fucked up for the modern world, I guess, and it sends them out to this weird, surreal journey.
And he's interviewed too in it, which is really cool. He has cool interview. They censor some of the things that he says, so I'm curious about the things that he says when they censor it.
I think it played into the whole thing because in the audio that you can hear, he talks about like not understanding art and is it pretentious if you can't understand it. Goes off on a lot of spiels. I think the whole point was like him like breaking down mentally from his art, I guess, or just kind of being nihilistic and like this is like a final piece. Maybe it's a suicide. I'm just like piecing stuff together. It is a very surreal film. It was definitely a very interesting viewing. I had to watch it twice. My first viewing out of migraine, and there's a lot of very low f-stop close-up shots that had the background very blurry that was making my migraine 1,000 times worse. It's a very interesting take on art and an artist perspective on things. The docu-series feel definitely helps kind of push a lot of the visuals to kind of the direction that he was going for. He talks a lot about pretension and understanding of art and definitely showed a lot of his influences.
Yeah, it was very heavily inspired by Dora. It has very much of a Dora feel on it, and but not so much of a parody or even, trying to recreate it. But I do think it's like a love letter to Dora's work,
Yeah.
which is pretty cool to see because I know, Jacob himself, he does love Dora's work. So, and also just seeing his past shorts that he's been working on, I would say like this is definitely a step forward, if not story wise, definitely shot wise, how it looks, how it feels, kind of what he's trying to convey through it. But overall, yeah, it's just there are very just couple problems with it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, like you're right. Like the shots and a lot of the lighting techniques that he has are actually extremely interesting and pretty well done a lot of the time. Like I really the lighting in this I actually did enjoy quite a bit. Um And yeah, this is actually the first one of his movies I've seen, so I don't really have anything to compare it to on that edge of the spectrum. But I was pretty impressed with it. I mean, the quality of the shots and the lighting are definitely not something you see as a focus in today's extreme underground cinema. So it was definitely an interesting outlier, I guess, if that works. I don't know if that works, but
And so speaking of some of the problems, I would say that one of the things would be runtime. This could do very, very well as a short, but at times it does kind of lag some and it does kind of go on and on at certain points. I mean, the end goal of those scenes is always kind of worth it, but it's still there's some chops that could have been made to take this down a little bit and made it just more of a I feel like it would have grabbed me more if it would have been a bit
yeah.
shorter.
It would have flowed better. My only complaint with the runtime is he really does love close-up shots, and like a lot of the beginning is close-ups. And even when it gets to the body horror, it wasn't grotesque or like, I was more confused than anything. Like I didn't know what shots of the body since they're so close up or like what the wound really is. Like I think would have helped with a little more variety and focal length, like a little bit different, like farther back shots. Or I know like working with indie budget, like the effects aren't always the greatest, so you kind of have to try to like push past. But
And I will also give credit because Jacob did do all of this by himself.
oh,
It,
absolutely.
just him. He doesn't have anyone behind the camera, anyone really helping him. So, for what he was able to accomplish with what he had, it is definitely very good. There are just some parts that could have been done a bit better.
Oh yeah, yeah. And I mean, I've made a short all by myself. I mean, that's fucking it's an insane task
Yeah,
to pull off.
same. Yeah, same.
Yeah. And
Because we're filmmakers and we make movies.
because we are the high class.
We are the pretentious artists he's talking about.
It's true. I always like to be a little fun with mine. Fucking that's why my last short is serious but also a fucking joke.
Another thing I think could have been worked on is that the story could have been filled out a bit more. There could have been a little bit more information, and that also may have been an editing choice because during
Yeah.
the interview scenes, you are given a bit of information, but it Bone said this earlier in the group chat, but like it feels like the important parts are what was cut out. And like the most interesting parts of the interview is like, he'll be talking and then mid-sentence when he's about to like give this thought or idea, it's like completely drops out and like is muffled and like nothing, and then it just cuts back to like the same kind of things you've already heard him say.
Yeah, and I get where he's coming from because the thing we do here in his interview stuff is like if you don't understand it, is it pretentious and like a lot about understanding art and like him purposefully trying to make it harder to understand if that's what he's actually going for. That's just what I thought. But it did make the a lot of the interview portions feel kind of pointless. I mean, there were some parts that did like obviously matter that I did appreciate, but a couple of them were so blanked out, like where he would only say like two sentences and then like blank out the rest, or like the most important word where he's like, "This is what matters," and then no, like it stopped it.
And then nut.
I
Well, I
mean,
would give this like a solid, probably 3.5 out of 5 on a letterbox, just
out of
because
five. Okay.
it's yeah. It to me, I mean, it is Jacob's first full length by himself. Yeah, Slave Dolls, he worked with David and all that, and a lot of the shorts is he's
Mhm.
worked on a lot of shorts, but for a first full length, I feel like it's a pretty good start. And with this being the
Yeah.
first release of the company, I know it's just going to grow and get better from here. So just knowing that, there is growth ahead on this, it is a good start. And I can't wait to see where it goes in the future if he does kind of look at those qualms and those just little things that kind of took away from it, like the, pacing and some of the editing and such.
Yeah, and I mean I agree because I mean working with such limitations as he has with like the single actor, single setting, one cameraman type deal. I mean, you could only do so much with that. And I do agree because like I said also that I think it's someone who's made a lot of shorts and went into a feature with a shorts mentality. And really, it's all about learning. I mean, even if you've made a shitload of films, you still learn more and more every time you make one. I think it was a good learning experience for him, and it definitely showed a lot of potential and progress. I mean, I wouldn't say progress because I haven't seen his other stuff, but yeah, I enjoyed watching it. I gave it a 2.5 on the letterbox, and I also added in my review though, fuck you if you think that's a bad rating, because like that it doesn't mean I didn't enjoy it. There's plenty of movies I put on there that I did enjoy. There was actually a movie like four reviews before that that was a 2.5 that I had pretty fun time watching. So
Yeah. Overall, can't wait to see what's in the coming in the future. And I
yeah.
know it's me once I get off of here and I get some spank time. So
But yeah, I'm definitely interested to see what Jacob does in the future, especially with his label. I know his second release is Juval Marlin's new movie, and Juval's a very nice guy. I interviewed him. If you want to see the interview, go to severedcinema.com. Check that bitch out. I love Solitude of Suffering, so I'm excited to see his new work. So definitely support Tarnished Vision Films and their future endeavors, and I'm super excited to see what Jacob's got in the future.
yeah, no, that's cool. Just advertise a completely different company while you're on our show. That's fine.
I forgot
Anyways, no, I was
Juval's a
kidding.
sweet.
I know.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
Cinema. So,
It's all about supporting the underground, you.
so,
Okay, but yeah, I think that's enough for us. But
so for quality violent cinema, I'm Goblin,
and I'm Bones.
and please send money to help Daddy Christian.
He's
He needs all the
broken and
support and love.
sad.
Subscribe or become a Patreon member and find some cool shit of embarrassing stuff that we recorded that I probably totally forgot about. So
Oh,
if you want to get us canceled, subscribe to that Patreon, watch all the videos, and just, clip all the best shit.
thank you guys for listening and stay tuned. Subscribe, comment, anything you want us to review, or if you're a filmmaker, reach out to us. We'd love to review your stuff.
Find us
I'm
on Facebook.
True Facebook, Instagram. I think we have a Twitter. Daddy Christian sitting there. I believe we do.
There's a
Maybe.
TikTok, so go yell at
Oh,
for
we
Valentine videos.
we do have a TikTok. I forgot about that. All you white follow Christian on TikTok.
From Quality Violent Cinema, Hail Satan.